get going. Welcome to class. We have chair yoga today, and just a reminder, we alternate between chair yoga and functional fitness. So our chair yoga is more of a seated class, so welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, and I'm seeing Bertha in Sherman Oaks. Awesome. I had a friend who used to live there, and I used to live in LA, so I know the area a bit. Before we get moving, quick reminder of what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. And you can access all of this by calling one number, and that number is 855-464-6872. Also a reminder that you have a referral code at the bottom of your GoGo receipts. If you give that code to a friend and they use it, after they've done their first service with GoGo, you will both get $10 in credit. So a nice win-win. We also have a Facebook group. So if you ever want to continue any of these conversations online, you can find us on Facebook, and we'll share a link in the chat so it's easy for you to access. With that, we'll get going. So I'm Adra, if we haven't met. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. Let's see, what do we need today? All you need is a chair and your body. I like a chair without armrests. It just allows us to move a little bit more freely. But if all you have is a chair with armrests, that's fine. If all you have is a couch, that's fine. If all you have is a bench, is fine. If all you have is a rolly chair, that's fine. Whatever you have is great, but something that feels stable and steady. I don't want you to roll around too far and fall or not feel stable on your seat. So use your own discretion there. Okay, let's see. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to check the chat. I'm seeing a few things. Okay, great. We've got our links. Oh, and Barbara's sharing that she's in Newton, Massachusetts. Okay. Let's get moving. So we have an image of this in the chat, but my screen should be your big screen. If it is not your big screen, you can change your settings. So if you go to the top right-hand corner of your computer, you have to move your cursor over there. Something will pop up that says view, and you can have it be gallery view or speaker view. Speaker view will mean that you see me. Gallery view means you'll see everyone else. So that can also be really fun if you want to see everyone else. I'm going to just move my mic over here. Switch my chair over. Now let's get moving. So go ahead and find your seat. I'm gonna scoot so I'm not on a creaky spot. Old houses. Okay, so finding your comfortable seat. We're gonna move for a minute before we do our starting meditation. So begin by taking some circles with your torso. There's really no right or wrong here. So just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. Go ahead and circle the other way. So if at any point you need to take a break, you need to modify, you need to add something, that's totally fine. So listen to your body. Do what feels good. Make this work for you today. Just knowing that every day is different. And what I'm saying is always just an offering. You can skip whatever you want. Coming back to center, sitting nice and tall. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls forward. And a couple shoulder rolls back. And then releasing those shoulders down the back. Let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling, reaching tall, palms touch, exhale, hands lower towards the chest, towards the heart. 2 more times. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, hands come down. 1 more. Inhale, arms circle out and up. And exhale, hands come down. Let's release the hands to the lap. Go ahead and close the eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. And tune into your breath. Now, taking a few moments to notice the natural cadence of your breath in and out. You might begin to sense slightly cooler air entering the nostrils as you inhale, and slightly warmer air exiting the nostrils as you exhale. So in yoga, we often focus on breathing in and out of the nose. It's just part of the practice. However, if that ever becomes really challenging, you're welcome to exhale out the mouth, but really trying to inhale through the nose as best you can on most inhales. And then if possible, you're exhaling out the nose, but if that's not possible, just exhale out the mouth. And if it's possible, allow your breath to slow down just a little bit. And from this space of quiet and ease, take a moment to set an intention for your practice. So maybe there's something you'd like to cultivate, like calm, flexibility, ease, whatever that is. Just set that for yourself now. You can hold on to that in the back of your mind. Allow that intention to permeate throughout your practice. So adjusting the movements, the poses to honor that intention. Let's take a deep inhale together in through the nose. And long exhale, this time out the mouth. One more time, we'll sigh it out this time. Deep inhale. And sigh it out. Go ahead and blink open the eyes. And we'll inhale, bring the chest forward, looking up, open up the arms. So you're stretching the front of the body. And then exhale, round the back, drop your chin to your chest, bring the backs of the hands to touch as you tuck your tail. So inhale, we open up the front of the body, arms reach out, lift the chest, take up some space. And exhale, round the back, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, rounding. Two more times. Inhale, open, take up space, really stretch. And exhale, open up the back of the body. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And coming back to center, releasing the arms to your lap. We'll inhale, twist one direction. Either way is fine. We'll just let the arms slide on our thighs as we rotate. And then exhale, twist the other way. Nice and easy. So inhale, we twist one way. It doesn't matter which direction. And exhale, we twist the other way. Keep going at your own pace. So following your breath. Don't worry about my speed or anybody else's. The next time you're twisted one direction, doesn't matter which way, go ahead and pause and hold the twist for a few extra breaths. Soften the shoulders here, unclench your jaw. Notice where your breath goes when you're twisted. And go ahead and rotate the other way. And again, holding a few breaths. And bring yourself back to center. We're going to go side bending side to side, but we'll use some arms today for the side bends. So I'll mirror you. You'll reach your right fingertips down towards the ground. And at the same time, as you side bend to the right, your left arm will reach up towards the ceiling. I'll scooch back so you can see my full body here. Coming back through center, and we'll switch sides. So right arm goes up, left arm goes down, side bend, reaching towards the ceiling. Let's add some breath. Let's inhale into the side bend. Exhale, moving through center. Inhale into the side bend the other direction. And then exhale, moving through center. Keep going at your own pace. So if you want to move faster or slower, that's totally fine. If you want to intensify the side bend, you can reach the arm towards the wall instead of towards the ceiling. That'll give you a little bit more stretch along the ribs and maybe even into the lats. Make this feel really nice. It's like a nice morning stretch, really opening up those parts that haven't been moved. Just a few more. All right, and then make your way back to center, letting that go. Let's move our attention to our feet now. So balls of the feet and toes will stay down on the ground. So that's the front half of the foot is going to stay down on the ground, or really the front third of the foot. So arch can lift and heels will lift. We'll do some heel raises. Toes stay down, balls of the feet stay down. We lift one heel, bring it down, other heel, bring it down. So no particular breath here. Keep going, alternating heel raises. So it's like you're going onto your tippy toes, coming down, and then going onto your tippy toes on the other side and going down. Start to pay attention to your ankles here, and maybe you have a look at your feet so you can look down. See that your heel is going directly center and that it's not going out to the side. So oftentimes I see a lot of weight shift into the pinky toes and the heel kind of goes out to the side. We don't want that. So what I'm doing right now is what we're avoiding. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not giving us the strength that we want. We really want to keep that heel relatively center. So you might think about pushing into the big toe a little bit more than the little toe. Couple more times. You're welcome to continue with these heel raises. Or if you'd like, we're going to add some marching. Now, something to think about when you're marching is to try not to move your torso. So we're going to keep the torso still and try and find a little bit more hip motion and not so much spine motion. So either heel raises or move into marching, completely lifting the foot off the ground. I'm just going to turn sideways for a moment to give you a side view. When we're doing these, we're trying to keep our torso relatively still versus, I'm going to show you what we're avoiding, is this. It's not bad, but it's not getting motion in those areas that have a hard time moving. So we really want to try and keep that torso still as we march. Couple more times, nice smooth breath. So with our march here, we're going to slowly start to march our feet wider and wider. So they're gonna go further and further apart until you've reached your max width. So whatever amount feels good. You can scooch further forward on your chair, or you can scooch further back on your chair. I find it really depends on the length of your legs and what feels comfortable. Some days I like to be back, some days I like to be forward. Feet should be on the ground though. So adjust your stance so that your feet can be on the ground, or at least your toes, the balls of the feet are down. We have a nice open stance. And we'll go into another side bend here. So leaning to your right, you'll push into that right hand. You can stay on the hand, or if you want to go deeper, you'll bring your forearm either to an armrest if you have an armrest, or to your thigh. From here, we're going to root that left hip down. So I'm mirroring you. That left hip is going to stay down. Don't let it come up, right? I don't want to see air underneath that thigh. That hip stays down. And then we'll reach that left arm up and over. We're going to move the left arm today. So if it feels okay, you're going to draw these half circles, this sort of rainbow shape with that left arm. If there are other movements that your left arm is craving, you're welcome to do them. So maybe you do big circles. That feels kind of nice. And if you're called in and you can't see me, this is just a time to be free with that left arm. And really for anybody, do whatever you want with that left arm. Do what feels interesting, what feels good, but allow it to be movement. We often hold poses in my classes, but sometimes it's really nice to find a little fluidity, find a little motion. Noticing as you move, you might find new spots, some new tight spots, some interesting stretches. 2 more breaths here, doing your own exploration. And then pausing in your side stretch where you have that left arm all the way reaching towards the left wall. Look down towards your right arm and your right thigh. We're going to turn the torso towards that right arm and right thigh and lower your left hand down. Left hand can come to your chair, left hand can come to your thigh. And this works whether you're on your hand or on your forearm with that right hand. So we're sort of folding towards that right leg. Now, keep that left hip grounded. Keep that left hip pushing down as you're folding towards that right leg. And drop those shoulders, let them go. And bring yourself back up. Pause for a moment. Notice any differences right to left, either in the side body, in the hips, or in the shoulders. And we'll go to the other side. So leaning to your left, again, I'm mirroring you. Left hand can be on your thigh. Forearm can find an armrest, or forearm can find your thigh. Keep that hip grounded, that right hip stays down. So I don't want to see air underneath, right? No air there, that hip stays down. That way you're getting a true side bend, because it's not about how far down you go, it's about getting that opening along the side of the body. And we'll start with that rainbow-like shape with the right arm. So that right hand is drawing a rainbow. And you can stick with that or start to explore other things. Maybe you're drawing circles, one direction and maybe the other. Maybe you're doing something else. So you're finding freedom to do whatever feels interesting with that right arm. And it might be completely different from what you did on the other side. It might be completely different from what I'm doing. Make it feel good, make it feel interesting. Unclench the jaw. There's really no need to think here, it's just move. Few more breaths. And then we'll move into that more traditional side bend where that right arm is reaching towards the right wall. Look down towards your left leg, turn your torso towards your left leg, and lower that right hand either to your chair, to your thigh. And again, you can do this with two hands on the body and on the chair, or maybe the forearm stays and you have a forearm and a hand. Some people might find two forearms works. I find that's kind of hard, but whatever works for you. Soften the neck a little bit. Do a little bit less. How can you do a little less? Take a few deep breaths. Keep grounding your hips, so it's fine to round the back here. We're getting that stretch here by rounding. Maybe even thinking about breathing into your back body. All right, and go ahead and lift yourself back up. Woo, take a moment, notice your body, and let's bring those legs back towards each other. All right, let's move into the arms a bit. So starting with those hands, we'll go into some wrist circles. I don't really care where your arms are. They can be down by your side, they can be forward, they can be bent, whatever feels good, wrist circles. Feel free to move those fingers as you do your wrist circles, really articulating into the fingers, finding some motion there. And let's circle the other way. All right, let's relax those hands and bend the elbows 90 degrees. Let your palms flip to face up like we're holding a platter. Your elbows are gonna stay glued to your side. We'll inhale, open up the arms, keep those elbows glued to your side, keep that 90-degree bend in your arms. So now your hands are on either side of your body, so you're holding two platters. And then exhale, hands come together, holding one platter. Inhale, we open up the arms, so we're finding rotation here in the arms and the shoulders. And exhale, hands come towards each other. Keep going at your own pace. So again, don't worry about my speed. Move with your breath. Or if you find an interesting spot, you can always pause, hold for longer, totally fine. Again, listening to your body. This is your practice, your time. Next time your arms are open, we'll pause and straighten the arms out to the side. So arms are out into a T position now. Both palms are facing up to begin. Soften the neck. Going to flip the left palm. So I'm mirroring you. Left palm's going to face forward, down, then back. I want the rotation to happen not just at the forearm, but at the upper arm as well. So I want that shoulder to move. And then we're going to switch. So we have an internally rotated left arm, externally rotated right arm, and then we're going to ring it out the other way. So flip the palms the other direction. So now left palm is facing up, right palm went forward, down, back. And we keep switching now. So it's like you're wringing yourself out. And if that was too much explanation, don't worry about it. Just find a little motion, almost like you're trying to twist your arms like you're a rag. So one arm's gonna go one direction, the other arm's gonna go the other way. If it doesn't feel good to have your arms this high, you can do the same thing with your arms low. Right? It's the same idea. We're finding this rotation in the shoulders and the forearms. A few more times, as fast or as slow as you want. Might start to feel some heat here in the shoulders. Okay, and letting that go. Hands can rest on your lap, couple shoulder rolls forward. And a couple shoulder rolls back. Okay, let's let those shoulders go. And we're going into a figure 4 with a twist today. We have lots of variations for this. So we'll go through all the options. Right ankle can cross over the left ankle and you can let the knee open out. So you do want to let that knee kind of rotate out if you're going to go with the ankle crossing version. Your other option would be to cross your thighs, right thigh on top of the left. Your other option is the more traditional figure 4, crossing your ankle over your thigh. If you're working towards getting that ankle over the thigh, but it's feeling really challenging, you might grab some pillows and sit up higher or sit on something that's higher. Maybe you have a stool that's a little higher than your chair, or maybe you can put a phone book underneath your hips. So whatever works here to allow yourself to be up in a comfortable position. So ankles cross, thighs cross, or ankle over thigh. And then from here, with any of those variations, we're going to add a rotation of the spine. So whichever leg is on top, so our right leg, I'm mirroring you, you're going to turn to the right and let your hands rest anywhere that's comfortable. So we're twisted, but we're in that figure 4. Take a few breaths here. Unwind, keep your legs twist the other way. So now you're going to twist away from that top leg. Back to center. Keeping this position for just a little longer, we'll do a few circles with the torso one direction. We're just moving that torso. And as you do these circles, notice how the stretch maybe changes where the sensations in your legs change. And then go the other way. And just allowing yourself to be curious. Oh, how does this feel? All right, and then wherever you'd like, we're going to pause and we'll hold the stretch for a couple of deep breaths. So that could be leaning forward, that could be leaning to the side, that could be leaning back, whatever works for you. All right, coming up, undo the legs, shake them off, take your time here. Pause, taking both feet on the ground, and just notice any difference right to left. So I often find that whichever leg I stretch, there's a little bit more heat in that area. I feel a little more grounded on that side. So just noticing what you feel. What do you feel after you've done a stretch just on one side, or some movements focused on one side? All right, let's go to the other side. So again, I'm mirroring you. Lots of options. Left ankle can cross over the right. Let the knee open out to the side. So we're getting that rotation of the thigh. Other option would be to cross your legs. So left thigh on top of the right. Third option is to cross your ankle over your thigh, feeling free to sit up higher onto something to give yourself a little more support. It just makes it a little easier the higher you are. Picking whatever position you'd like. And we'll add our twist. So first we're going to twist to the left, or whichever direction our top leg is. So the top leg, twist to the left, hands can rest wherever is comfortable. Holding there in the twist, nice deep breaths. Jaw is relaxed. And we'll unwind and twist the other way. And then back to center. Couple circles with your torso one way. And a couple circles the other way. And then finding a position where you want to hold the stretch for a couple of deep breaths. Doesn't matter what position that is. That could be sitting upright, that could be leaning in one direction or another. Two more breaths. And come on up. Go ahead and undo the legs, shake them off. We're moving to the standing part of class. So we only stand for a couple of minutes. If standing is not for you, just do some motions sitting on the chair or just take a break. We'll be back to sitting in 2 minutes, maybe 3. So it's not long. If you do want to do some standing, you're going to go ahead and come on up and make your way behind your chair. I'm going to go sideways so that you can see me better. You don't need to move your chair. And if you can't move your chair or you can't find like a good position behind the chair, find a wall or find a table, something that you can hold on to for balance as needed. So hands on your support. We'll go ahead and step the right foot back behind us, anywhere from 1 to 3 feet behind us. And the reason 1 to 3 is it just depends on how long your legs are. So for me, it's maybe 2 feet distance approximately, but anywhere from 1 to 3 feet. And you'll bend your front knee, back leg straight. So all 10 toes are facing forward, just about. Both feet are completely flat on the ground. We bend the front knee and the back leg stays straight. So this is a variation of Warrior One. If you need to turn your back foot out a little, that's fine. Feel free to keep holding on to your support or hover your hands above your support or reach your arms up towards the ceiling. 3 deep breaths, whatever position you're in. Hands come back to your support if they're lifted, and we'll step forward. Back foot meets the front foot. Switching sides. Right foot stays where it is, left foot steps back, or whichever side you haven't done. Feet are anywhere from 1 to 3 feet apart. We bend the front knee, the back leg stays straight. Both feet are flat on the ground. So I know sometimes we do things where the back heel is lifted, but here I want the heel down on the ground so you can get a little stretch in the calf. Hands stay on the chair, hover above the chair or reach to the sky. Hands come back to your support. Let's step forward, back foot meets the front. We're moving to a chair dog or a wall dog or an upside down L position. So hands will stay on your support. Walk your feet back and start to bring your torso parallel-ish to the ground. So legs are vertical. You're trying to get those heels below the hips, and your torso is moving towards parallel to the ground. If possible, your arms are straight. If that's not possible, bend those elbows. Also, if it's too much for your spine or your legs, you can have your torso up higher. You can also bend your knees. So find what works for you. Couple of deep breaths. And lifting that torso up, walk yourself forward. Whew. And we'll come back to sit. I'm gonna stay sideways so you can see me for this next stretch. And seated, you can keep facing your camera or keep facing your computer. So sitting towards the front edge of your chair. We'll straighten one leg out in front. I'm gonna do my right leg first. So my right leg is straight, my left knee is bent. Right toes face up towards the ceiling. So I'll just give you a front view as well. So we have one straight leg, one bent knee. The straight leg, the toes are facing up towards the ceiling. We're gonna move into a stretch. You can stay upright. So if you sit upright and you already feel a stretch in the back of that straight leg, you can stay where you are. If you need more, you'll go ahead and hinge forward. Hands can rest anywhere on your legs to give yourself a little more stretch. So we're looking for sensations in the back of the straight leg. We'll hold for several breaths. Another way to help yourself get a little more stretch is to think about your tail. So at the bottom of our spine, we get our sacrum and then our tail. Our tail is trying to reach towards the wall behind us. So trying to reduce any tucking of the tail because that will make it much less of a hamstring stretch and more of a back stretch. And think about reaching that tail towards the wall behind you to give you a little more stretch in the hamstrings. Lifting yourself back up. Let's rebend that right knee. Windshield wiper those knees side to side. So you're just letting the knees sway right and left. And we'll switch sides. So left leg straightens out in front. The right knee is bent. The left leg is straight. Left toes are facing up towards the ceiling. So we're really flexing the foot or dorsiflexing the foot. You're welcome to stay sitting nice and tall if you get enough stretch in the back of the leg, or begin to lean forward. And again, it's up to you how far forward you go. And if you want to really think about getting more stretch, you're thinking about getting that tail to face the wall behind you instead of letting it tuck under you. So tucking under you, you'll get a lot of rounding in the back. If you reach that tail back towards the wall behind you, you'll keep your neutral spine and get more stretch in the back of the leg. And then go ahead and lift yourself back up, rebend the knee, windshield wiper those knees side to side, so letting them sway. And then coming back to center, planting those feet, sitting nice and tall. Let's inhale, circle those arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. Palms touch hands to the heart. 2 more. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, palms touch hands to the heart. 1 more. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, palms touch hands to the heart. Take a moment here and close your eyes. You can keep your palms touching, or if that's too tiring, just lower your hands to your lap. Take a few moments here to check in with that intention that you set at the start of class. Acknowledge your intention without judgment. And then take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. And thank yourself for showing up for everyone else here. This class is not possible without you. Deep inhale through the nose. Let it go out the mouth. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much for joining today. Great to have you as always. Looking forward to seeing you next time. So that's either Wednesday or Friday. If you have any questions about class, so either the yoga or the functional fitness, now's a great time to ask. If you have GoGo specific questions, the best thing to do is contact GoGo directly. You can email them back through the invites that you get for this class. So now the floor is yours if you have anything to ask. I see some hands raised. You can go for it.
You have chair yoga on Wednesday or just Friday?
Yeah, so we alternate. The schedule's a little bit complicated. We'll put, I think we'll see if V can put it in the chat, but I'll tell you right now. Every other Friday and every other Wednesday is yoga. So next Wednesday will be yoga.
Okay.
And the Friday after that, so that Friday will be functional fitness. Okay. So what we do is that way everyone can access everything depending on their schedule. So next Friday will be functional fitness. The Friday after that will be yoga. Next Wednesday will be yoga. And the Wednesday after that will be functional fitness. Might be easier here. We have that September calendar in the chat. So if you go to the chat and click the image, you will see that. And I'll quickly share my screen and show that as well. There we go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So that's, yeah, it's sometimes easier to just put it in the calendar. I get sometimes mixed up on what we're doing, so. All right, I'm going to stop sharing that just so I can see all of you again. Any other questions? All right, looks like everyone's ready to go. Get on with their weekend, get on with their Friday. So I will let you go. It was wonderful to have you. Hopefully I see you next time. Oh, Dee is asking, can this only be viewed live? Yes, there's a replay. So you'll get an email. And at the email, it gives you the YouTube link. And so this class will get posted in about a week. If you go to our YouTube channel, I don't know if that's in the chat yet. Not yet. So we'll put it, V will put it in the chat for us. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can see all of the past classes that we've done, or almost all of the past classes that we've done. So you'll get to rewatch this class and all the others as you'd like. But this class will take maybe a week or two to post. Now I'll let you go. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody.